Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Anderson. I am Zach Anderson. Today we are here at Sage Sound Studios for the 33rd edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by Kat Matt Tor Trio.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. Please introduce yourselves and your instruments.
Okay. I'm Tor, Victoria, and I play the guitar and the flute.
Okay.
My name is Kat, and I play the ukulele and the trumpet.
And my name is Matt. I play the saxophone, dabble with the guitar, and sing.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you the difficult questions as long as it has something to do with the letters of your band name. So we'll start with K. How did the Kat Matt Tor Trio form? When did you guys start playing together? Do you have any memorable moments from your first show together?
Yeah, so we, Victoria and I are twin sisters, so
Really?
we've been playing together for pretty much our whole lives, and I met Matthew at
On the side of the...
He was playing on the sidewalk.
I was
and
busking.
thought he was really good. No.
no, Matthew and I went to college together, and we fell in love.
Oh.
It's true, folks.
It's true.
And now we are in a band together, just us three.
Excellent.
And so a funny story. Our first gig was in Washington, D.C. And we went down there, we took a really long bus ride, and it was a horrible ride, but we made it and we had such a good time like exploring D.C. And then it ends up that it was rained out, so our concert was canceled.
Oh.
So what happened was we decided that we were just gonna have a little hotel room concert. So we set up like a Facebook Live, and we just did our whole set.
And that was our first show.
That was our first show.
In the hotel room.
In the hotel room.
Nice.
It was fun.
And then later on that evening, we visited Abraham Lincoln in the middle of the night, and it was a great time.
But then, the bus ride home was another absolute nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And
Don't take the bus.
don't take
Just
don't take
don't do
Greyhound.
Don't take Greyhound. Moral of the
Maybe we have
story.
to cut that out.
Yeah. We're sponsored by Greyhound, so. So now you're all multi-instrumentalists. We already mentioned what instruments you play. How do you guys decide what instrumentation to use for each song?
Well, I think we'll come up with a tune, and we might even have like a tune established already, and we start to embellish. So adding, trumpet, saxophone, flute, or anything like that is always, we have to pick where it fits in, and
I think it depends on like the feeling of the song as well.
for sure.
Because Catherine has been writing some really nice songs lately that are a little more in the minor kind of tonality, and they almost sound a little bit sad, but I play the flute in a couple of them, and so it kind of brightens up the feeling of it and makes it a little more twinkly and a little more fun to listen to, and then the trumpet has that like warm, like deep tone, or just a solid like warm tone to it, and that helps just accentuate that part. And then the saxophone is the tenor saxophone is just a really solid, and you have great improvisational skills, so it's just a really solid instrument to add on to any song, I think.
Nice. Excellent.
We try not to like muddle the songs with too much, because there's always too much. There always can be too much put into it. So we try to make it concise and in the right spot. We're not trying to add too much to it.
Right. Excellent. So how much does an audience affect your set? Do you tend to change things up on the fly depending on how people react to certain songs, or do you usually just stick with what you planned out ahead of time?
Well, I do like to pick out the set ahead of time because I think we have a really good feeling for each song. So it almost goes in a story. So in my head when I'm like thinking about what song to do first and what song to do last. I always want to start off with something exciting and end with something exciting and then tell a story in the middle. So I think that's really how we do it. Sometimes if it's really exciting and the audience wants to hear more, we'll throw in another piece that we really like. But then we pretty much just, you know.
Or on the opposite end of that, like, we notice the audience, they're mainly there for dinner or drinks, you know, we could kind of have more freedom to explore maybe newer songs that we've been working on and testing them out, you know, for the audience that isn't necessarily, you know, putting their ear up to the speaker.
Nice. Now, how much does your individual taste in music influence your style as a group?
That's an interesting one, because I'm going to be honest, I never really was into bluegrass and the kind of lighter acoustic music. Except, I mean, I was really into jazz, and I found that there's a lot of connection between the two in the instrumentation and what you can do improvisationally. So that, you know, that kind of I had a marriage between the two genres, and I think that's really benefited us.
We all have a background in musical theater as well, so that does have an effect on our songs that we write. I've heard people say that my songs could be from a musical, and I think it can kind of combine like musical theater with like acoustic rock and some, you know, bluegrass or jazzy even. We like a lot of genres of music, so we try to combine it all.
Excellent. Awesome.
And we never set out to like, all right, we're gonna make a rock song, or we're gonna make a, you know, country song. It just kind of is what it is.
We like to make our own genre.
Yeah, people can name it whatever they want, but it's just our music.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Now, what themes or topics do you guys tend to write about in your songs?
Well, I tend to write about personal experience, and I know last time we did this interview, I feel like I had a question like this, and I feel like my ideas about writing and my song ideas have developed into a little more variety lately. So I'm not so much just relying on personal experience, but I think that the reason why I've realized that that's a great avenue to take and something that songwriters should definitely try is because these guys have been writing music recently as well, and showing me that not only can you write really nice songs that are about things that you've personally been through and you can share with others, but you can also write stories and you can write things that will represent a lot of other people's experiences, and just by putting yourself in their perspective, in their shoes, and writing a song like that. And so I think that's really fun, and that's something I'd like to explore in the future.
Yeah, I think we all definitely use a lot of our personal experiences, and you know, that brings a lot of emotion to our music, I would say, because you know, there are some things that we've been through that have been difficult, and we've written songs about it, and they're one of our, you know, best songs. So we definitely like to put the emotional aspect into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very new to songwriting, but from what I've done so far, I've really loved it. I've never really had or experienced that outlet of creative expression and kind of getting things off your mind that may be stressing you out. Maybe for years it had been stressing you out, but when I finally sat down and started writing, it really was like a weight off my shoulders, and I took a look at it at the end, and I was like, oh, I don't like this, but you know, it still felt good to me that like I'm still getting drafts out, and you know, it's all, you're not gonna write a great single on the first try. I mean, maybe, but you know, it takes time to develop and experiment with, you know, your own mind and what you want to put out on paper.
Right.
Yeah. Every song isn't gonna be the the best song that you've ever written. So, you know, you just gotta keep writing, and then you get those special ones, and you gotta stick with it. And
I think we're doing pretty good at
Yeah, I
that.
think we're doing great right now.
I think so too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So I like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourselves that many people might not know. You can do 3 individually or 1 per person. It's up to you guys.
Well,
You can use twin this time.
we can or can't?
You can't.
Oh, I know. I was gonna say we can't use that.
You used
I
it
know.
last time,
That's
so you
always
can't use it
oh, I
again.
used it last.
That's always my special fact.
Well, I guess I could say. I mean, we all play instruments, and Kath and I don't want to tell a fact about you. Like, I don't want to steal your fact or whatever, but we were in marching band, so we were total band nerds, and I'm very proud of that.
I'm very proud of that.
Marching band people,
And I'm
stick
not.
with it. And Matt is
I'm
embarrassed.
ashamed.
No, we love marching band. Well, I
Yeah,
love
we're
band.
marching band geeks.
Yeah, so that's my little fact.
The first thing that came to mind, a little special fact that you guys might not know, is that we have a show coming up on December 26th at Stella Blues in New Haven. So check us out on Kat Matt Tor Trio.
So basically, my special fact, it's very near and dear to my heart, is that I love Star Trek.
Alright.
I just absolutely adore it. It breathes life into me, similar to music, maybe not as much so as music does. But yeah, it leaves me at peace and helps me get through my day.
He watches it every night.
I have to. It's a religion basically at this point.
Like original or Next Generation?
All of them. I love original, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, even Enterprise. All right.
Even Enterprise. I like the Next Generation, if anybody is wondering.
I don't like it. No.
Alright, well thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
If you want to check out Kat Matt Tor Trio, please visit the link below. And now we'll cut to a performance from Kat Matt Tor Trio. Thanks again, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.